Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the GW E100, the Geschützwagen E100, the Tier 10 German SPG. This one's located on the southwest border of Arctic region, otherwise known as Mannerheim Line, and it's under the command of randyxx777. Game on. 21 centimeter howitzer. It's capable of 900 alpha and it will penetrate 53 millimeters of armor. And the standard reload is 37.39 seconds. But Randy's got that down to 28.85. So he obviously has spec'd it out well. Okay, he's ready to shoot from this position. This target turns out to be a Rheinmetall Panzer wagon. Fires one in, doesn't get any hit. Now you get 30 rounds of ammunition in this Arty, so you can probably last the entire battle without running out of ammo. The Object 261 doesn't get as many actually, only gets 20 rounds, and it fires a lot faster and does 100 hit points less damage. But oh, look at this. He's aiming in on the Centurion Action 10 and the IS-7. Oh, that was good. That was very good. In fact, I think he actually hit another tank, which we couldn't see, because the Centurion Action 10 took a huge amount of damage and was stun assist. And it may be that somebody else was on that corner as well. Well, the Centurion Action 10 just went down, and it may have been the Progetto that he hit instead. So I suspect he actually hit 3 tanks with that one shot. And the reason I said that was because obviously it seemed that the shell hit something other than the Centurion Action 10 or the IS-7 in that shot. But his next shot actually did hit, I believe, the Jagdpanzer E100. You know, this Arty is totally fictitious because obviously the Germans never got around to designing an Arty for the E100 in Hull. In fact, they actually cancelled the project. Oh, now he didn't get the kill there, but he did stun the IS-7, and he has picked up stun assists for the Centurion and the Jagdpanzer. So I'm wondering what happened there, why he didn't get it anymore. Oh, now we got an FV4005, the Heshbahn, otherwise known as the Lodówka in Polish, which of course means fridge. Grabs out, that looks good. It lands just beside him for 227, but look at our team there pushing forward, and he got the rest of that as stun assist. Meanwhile, on the south side of the map, it looks like the enemy really hasn't sent a tremendous force. In fact, they're underwhelming over here, and I think that 121B is headed back to their cap area because he's really worried about what might happen next. Either that or he's repositioning. Rounds out. The 121B, the other 121B, took some splash damage. Meanwhile, up at the other end of the map, it looks pretty awful for the enemy. We can't get shots on the tanks that are actually round the hill at the moment because they're in defilade. But we might be able to get shots on the UDIS, who's pulling back. Instead, we've gone down to the south of the map and we're trying to deal with the 121B and the VIS-55. 121B first? No, nothing from that. There is an enemy Arty's been spotted. It's a Batchat 155-58. There he is. Okay, so we're going to go for that instead. We'll almost be ready for shooting. That guy's got a 3-shot autoloader, and he'll be doing his best to try and keep our guys at bay. Okay, we're loaded. Now, rounds out straight away, maximizing fire rate. I thought I saw a tracer coming out from those woods. I think he repositioned himself after he got spotted. In the meantime, their VIS-55 is having a terrible trouble, and it looks like our 705 just drowned their 121B. Yeah, just held him underwater long enough that he died. Okay, next shot should be for the VIS-55. Rounds out. Looks like it could. Yes, it does hit. But unfortunately, our Super Conqueror was just too close. So no chance of us a high caliber now. But the enemy is really suffering. They're down by 5 tanks now. Next shot will be at the T124, who's just fired his round. So if this one stuns him, it's going to slow him down. He's backing up. Okay, rounds out. He's backing into the shot. It overshoots. RNG said no on that occasion, and the shell went wide. He's trying to... It looks like the batch at 155.58 has been wiped out by our Bobject. And so now we're going after the E4 again. The UDIS has gone down as well. There's only 3 enemy tanks left. We're going for the E4. He tried to put the shell in the path of the E4, who backs up. But at least he got some stun assist off that one. And now our Bobject has gone in for the clincher. Well, 2 enemy tanks, or 2 of our teammate rather, right alongside the E4. If we do fire, there's a possibility we might hit one of our own teammates, but we're firing anyway to see where the shell goes in. Oh! Bang on target! Yes, it does record the damage against the Manticore and the 268 version 4, but they won't be damaged by that shell. But the E3's gone down, leaving the 274, or 277 as the last enemy, and he's just been wiped out. Here's the end of battle stats. That was the first class tank for randyxx777 in the GW E100. He managed to get a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he got 9 in that one. And he got a Confederate as well for hitting more of the enemy than anyone else on his team. And it did help that he didn't actually get any kills in that game, because by not getting any kills, every tank that he hit actually was counting towards his Confederate. His win rate wasn't particularly high, 1,487, but he did get a first class, and mainly that's down to the fact that he did get a lot of stun assists in this game, and that's important. We look at the team score, we can see the highest damage in the game actually went to the Viz55, the one down in the south. He got 4,852 hit points. Second highest damage went to the Progetto 65 on his own team with 4,054. And the third highest damage, well, that went to the AMX50B on his team with 3,583. We can see that Randy managed to get 1,936 hit points of damage. And when it came to kills, unfortunately, he's way down again because he's only got 0 kills. The high scorer being the STB1, who got 3 kills. 2 kills went to the Progetto 65, the TVPT 5051, the Manticore, and only 1 player on the enemy team managed to get more than 1 kill, and that was the Object 277, the last enemy alive. When it came to base XP, he's much higher up the table, and again, that's down to the stun assist. 1,070 went to the Progetto 65, the only player to get over 1,000, but the next highest scorer after that was randyxx777 with 866 in second place, and the third place, only 1 point behind him, is the TVPT 5051. So very, very close on that one. He fired only 12 rounds, so he didn't get a huge amount of rounds out. But the main reason for that was his team were very good. They actually did push the enemy, and they pushed them in the north. And that's the reason why they got through to the cap early on. The guys in the south weren't very effective. Well, apart from that Viz 55. Because, of course, they did allow our guys in the north to get through, and they didn't return to the cap area after the north fell. 4 direct hits on the enemy, no penetrations, but he did get 17 splash, damage of 1,936 hit points, all of it at more than 300 meters. Damage 9 of the enemy, didn't get any kills, so that's a big difference to get the Confederate. And he got 2,376 hit points of stun assist, or 14 stuns, and that's where he got the first class. Yes, it really does help sometimes if you stun the tanks, which your teammates can see, because then they can do a lot of damage to them, and you pick up the stun assist. So it really does help, really does. Putting the shells in the right spot to take out the right enemy who are being attacked. Now, he actually earned a loss on a free-to-play account of 7,300. But I put that down to the fact that he didn't get a huge number of shells out. in the game. He could have put more out if the game had lasted longer, but his teammates were just too good. And so actually in this game, he ended up with a small loss of only 7,300 credits, but he did get 7 bonds, and he got 866 XP as well. So a decent game. Could have been an ace tanker if he'd actually done some actual damage on the enemy. Maybe it would have helped on a few occasions that he'd actually had the stunless shells instead of the ones which actually had stun. I know I normally say put plenty of stun on the enemy because then you can get the stun assist and that bumps up your score. But I think there's a few times when he was firing in the south at, say, the 121B or the Viz 55, if he'd actually fired in one of the non-stun HE shells, he might have got more damage off those tanks. And he wasn't fully dialed in on a few of the targets when he actually fired. So a bit of snap, but then he had a reason for doing that because the enemy tanks that he was firing at were under assault. They were being hit, and he needed to get those shells in as quickly as he could, especially the stun shells, because that's where he earned that extra XP to pick up the first class. I hope you enjoyed that replay. If you did, please give this video a like, do subscribe to our channel, leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm, and thank you for watching.